Today we're going to be talking about the best football training equipment that you need. Now we're going to be talking about different training tools that you need, cleats, gear, equipment that you could use on the field that is going to make your training, I guess you could say in the off season, that much better. So the first thing I want to talk about is the best football that you can buy, and that's going to be the Wilson GST. Now I recommend getting the actual leather GST. This is the high school and collegiate size GST, so this is like the official size, if you will. This is the best football that Wilson makes. I know they have like the Omega football, and then they have the Wilson Prime. The GST is my absolute favorite, and I think it's the best, and it's also the cheapest out of those options because footballs are very, very expensive nowadays. Now, if you don't have $100 to drop on a football, I recommend getting the Wilson GST, but there's also a composite leather version. This is the real leather version. It's like harder, I guess you could say, easier to throw when things are wet outside. And then there's a composite leather version, which is essentially like fake leather, if you will. When it gets wet, it's very, very slippery, very hard to throw, but if it is official size, that's the next best thing. So I recommend the Wilson GST for any type of training football. Fellas, if you're in the off season and you would like to put on size, you need to get bigger. A great source of, I guess you could say, healthy muscle mass, being able to put that on, is protein. Now, what you want to try to do is consume 1 gram of protein per pound of desired body weight. So if you're 160, you want to get to 170, you got to consume 170 grams of protein to help you build lean muscle mass. As football players, you want to be as big as possible, but also as low body fat percentage as possible. So it's tough to do that without having a great protein powder to supplement throughout the day. So if you guys check out that very first link in the description below, you can get this protein powder. We have multiple flavors, but this is our cinnamon snickerdoodle flavored protein powder, and this company I actually own. It's called AG Labs. I started this company with my brother to develop supplements specifically for athletes that work, but also taste the absolute best. So guys, if you use the promo code FIRST25, FIRST25 at checkout, you get 25% off our whey protein powder. Now, I feel the best cleats for skill position players, I would say, are going to be the Adizero electric cleats. So these are like the electric, like snack pack edition cleats, I want to say, where they're like miscolored. I'm not saying these are the ones that you have to get. They also have ones called the Adizero Electric Plus, which are both like the same color. They're like black and white, white and gold, something like that. But these are the best cleats. I'm telling you right now, you guys, these are insanely light. They feel like track spikes. The support is not what you would think. Like sometimes in the past, I've worn Adidas cleats and I feel like my ankles aren't as stable. These actually feel really, really good, and they are insanely light and insanely comfortable, especially if you have wide feet, because Adidas has this material that stretches. So if you're looking for good cleats to get for training, Adizero Electric Plus cleats. Now, the next piece of equipment I would say that you guys should get are going to be these Skills Agility hurdles. So the reason why I like these is because I feel it's just a little bit better than cones in terms of like having to change direction, right? So if I set one of these down, and like even if you're just like, you know, like a running back or something like that, like, and you have like a line of cones, let's say there's like 3 cones there, and you got to make like a cut around it, you could easily step over the cones and cheat the drill. And I know some people will say like, well, just don't cheat the drill. It's a lot easier said than done, especially if you're training by yourself and you don't have a coach there watching you and be like, hey, you're cheating the drill. Sometimes having an actual object like a hurdle where you're running and you got to get around it, maybe you're a wide receiver and you're working a release and you have to actually get around the hurdle, because that's more realistic to an actual live game scenario. Now, next piece of equipment that I feel like you need to have as a football player is a PVC pipe. Now, it's probably not what you're thinking it's for, but it's really to work on just being able to have mobility with your upper body and be able to separate your upper body from your lower body, aka like body control, right? And this is beneficial for really any position, but I do this a lot with my receivers. What we'll do is we'll get this PVC pipe and I'll have them like stand on one foot and balance just on their right foot. They have this PVC pipe here, and what they do is I'll have them rotate their body and try to turn this PVC pipe even with their front shin, and then I'll have them rotate back, have them do it again. Sometimes what I'll have them do is I'll have them cut and turn with the PVC pipe. But the key here, you guys, is that it works on separating your upper from your lower. So think about this. Let's say I'm working a press release, I got a guy guarding me, and I give him a move to the inside. I don't want my body to be so stiff that I'm just stepping. I want to be able to turn my body, keep my feet in the same position, separate the upper from the lower, because he's watching my hips. So I have to be able to sell with my hips, keep my foot in an explosive position in order to get out. So guys, a PVC pipe is a great way to work on different upper body and lower body mobility exercises. Now, fellas, if you're an athlete and you are serious about playing college football, what you have to do is you have to market yourself to different college coaches on social media. Not everybody has, you know, thousands of dollars to waste on these recruiting services or a recruiting agent that really won't help you in the first place. College coaches want to hear from you and you specifically. So what I just developed is a website where we give you access to over 300 different college coaches, their Twitter username where you could follow them, DM with them, and interact with them. The biggest hurdle for athletes, because people give this bad advice all the time, like, hey, if you want to get recruited, DM college coaches. You hear about the stories of like Josh Allen, like DMing a bunch of different college coaches. Like, how do you find all these college coaches? Some athletes don't know where to look, so that's why we developed our website. website. So guys, if you check out that second link in the description below, that'll take you to our First Down Coaching website where you can get access to those 300 different college coaches and their Twitter usernames. Guys, if you're serious about playing college football, second link in that description below. Now, the next training equipment piece that you need as a football player is going to be a resistance band. And honestly, the reason why you need one of these is for speed. You could use it for foot speed, but mainly just generally building speed in just general football play, if you will. Like you're running with the ball, you're running a route, just getting faster, you guys. Because one of the best ways to get faster is training with resistance. I get people ask me all the time, how do I get faster? What are some drills to do to get faster? And yes, there are drills to work on your running form, but training with resistance, running up hills, running with a sled, running with a band is one of the best things that you could do to make yourself faster. So all you would need is you just need some type of band like so, probably a little bit thicker than this one, but have it attached to your waist, have somebody hold the band behind you, and they could pull this and give you resistance as you're doing footwork drills, as you're running sprints, but training with resistance is one of the best things you could do as a football player.